We are hearing Bhagavad Gita. Yesterday we were going through these questions. So, yesterday last question was, what was the real nature of Parabrahman? Parabrahman means Supreme Spirit. That is Krishna. Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. Eko Bahunam Jobidadati Kaman. He is supreme eternal among many eternals. And he is supreme conscious among many conscious. Krishna is conscious and eternal, Jivas also. But he is one and Jivas are many, unlimited. And he is supreme. Because Eko Bahunam Jobidadati Kaman. This one, he is fulfilling the needs of all others, of many others. So he is Supreme Brahman, Supreme Spirit. Next question. Can Godhead be realized without the knowledge of Kshetra and Kshetragya? No, not possible. Because when our Gurudev was very fond of that translation by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Sai Maharaj of one verse of Gita, when one is enlightened by the knowledge by which ignorance is destroyed, then his knowledge will reveal everything as sun lights up everything during daytime. So here, this knowledge is not intellectual knowledge, it is self-effulgent knowledge, means supreme knowledge. When he will appear, then he will show himself. No one can show him. He is self-effulgent, like the sun. You cannot see the sun in the night with the help of any other light. You have to wait for the sun to rise. Like that, Krishna has his own will. So, when he will reveal himself, it will be like when sun comes up, then you will see all things in proper perspective. Whatever is existing in the night, you cannot see. Like that, when Supreme Lord will reveal himself, automatically you will see what is Kshetra, what is Kshetragya. Now we don't see. I think I am this body. This is me. I'm not seeing what is matter, what is soul. So here the question is, if one does not have this knowledge of Kshetra and Kshetragya, can he have a realization of Supreme Lord? No, because by his grace you will see this. Next, what is the mutual relationship between Jiva and Ishvar, or between Prakriti and Purush? I could say, but let me see what is in this chapter in verse 20. O Arjuna, know that Prakriti and Purush are both beginningless, and know also that their perversions and qualities are alike born of Prakriti. Both are beginningless. Both Kshetragyas, one is Jivatma, one is Paramatma, and Kshetra, in one sense it means one individual body, in another sense it means Prakriti. So both are beginningless. And this material energy, Prakriti, is always changing. All this is coming out. But otherwise, between Jiva and Ishvar, mutual relation. Ishwari is master, controller, Jiva is servant, controlled. And Prakriti and Purusha, there are two Purushas. One is Jivatma, one is Paramatma. Paramatma is never bound by Prakriti, never. Jiva, although transcendental, can be bound by Prakriti if she is averse to Krishna, misusing her level. Next question is coming this. Why are Jivas enslaved by Maya Prakriti? Because of their aversion to Krishna. They misused their relative independence, wanted to enjoy Maya instead of serving Krishna. So, due to this offense, Maya envelopes them. How does the Jiva's bondage in the world take place? Let me see what is in 22nd. A Jiva enthralled, that is imprisoned, in Prakriti, enjoys the three qualities born of Prakriti. Attachment for those qualities is the cause of all his good and evil births. Yesterday I told Kapil Bhagavan was telling to Mother Devahuti, mind is the cause of bondage, mind is the cause of emancipation. When mind here does not mean material mind, it means mind of soul. Actually, soul has these qualities of thinking, feeling, willing. When soul enters into this matter, then mind can think. But original pure thinking is of Atma. No filter of mind. So when the Jiva, by her own free will, wants to enjoy, then she will be enveloped. And as long as she is attached to this Triguna, so long she will have to take birth according to karma, either high birth like demigod or as an animal or anything according to their karma. Good birth or evil births, all this is due to their karma. But when they will submit to Krishna, then they will be rescued. Eleven question. Can Dhyan Yoga, Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga be reconciled with Bhakti Yoga? What are the different processes of sadhana? Let me see. Be it remembered that Sankhya, Ashtanga, Nishkama, Karma Yogas are not the direct means adopted by their advocates because of their Mayic Sattvic nature, although all of them aim at the attainment of Paramatma Ishwar, who is Nirgun. Hence, it is the Bhaktas who can realize the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna by their unadulterated devotion, the eternal function of their unalloyed self. When it aims for further progress, then they are like a gradual steps, but ultimately one will have to submit to Krishna and serve him to get ultimate goal of life. So it can be taken as a steps, but not in all cases. If one gets sadhu sangha, immediately he can start bhakti yoga by Shravan Kirtan. That is the Mahaprabhu's process. He gave this process for everyone. But if those karma yogins, they want non-eternal benefits and they are attached, then they will not get. And the yogis, they want mystical powers, they will not get. And the jnanis, they want emancipation, they cannot get. Only when those processes are aiming towards higher goal, like by karma, you will purify your heart, then you can practice jnana, then yoga, and then if you become a bhakti yogi, then it is possible. But if you are stuck there, then you cannot get. But it is written here also in the commentaries, if those worshippers with other sadhanas, they get chance of sadhu sangha, association of real devotees. They can also adopt this bhakti yoga from where they are, and they can get Krishna. What are the different processes of sadhana? This karma, jnana, yoga. Krishna told in Gita, no, in Bhagavatam, 11th canto, there are only 3 processes for advancement of jivas. Karma yoga, jnana yoga, which includes also yoga, that Ashtanga yoga, and bhakti yoga. Who are eligible for karma yoga? Those who want some material benefits in this world and also in heavenly planets next birth they want to get. They should do karma yoga. It will be beneficial for them for gradual advancement because they will follow Shastra. That will give them Sukriti and they can advance. But those who realize that this is all non-eternal, these benefits, and they are actually causing suffering because of attachment. So they realize actually liberation from this material energy can give us real benefit. Gyanis, so they want to be liberated from all matter, everything. So they're eligible for Jnana Yoga. They will do that Brahmacharya, Tapasya, all these things they will do. And they will release themselves. But those who awakened faith in Krishna by hearing Harikatha from pure devotees or devotional Shastra, they're eligible for Bhakti Yoga. And not all are immediately pure devotees. That is why Krishna says, if someone awakened faith in him and he knows all this sense gratification is not good, it will ultimately lead to suffering, he knows, but still unable to give up because of past habits and samskaras and karma and all this, he should not stop worshipping me. He should with firm faith go on worshipping me sincerely, with determination, and side by side he should accept those enjoyments, but not with adoration, not with interest, but by condemning, oh, this is wrong, what I'm doing, it is not good, in this way. Then, if he will practice like this, then he will get more and more higher taste, and also he will realize the actual happiness, which is not as good as it is promised, and also the consequence he will realize side by side. He will realize, and he will be able to totally give up gradually, like Ambarish Maharaj. He was doing sadhana and gradually he could conquer all desires. So for certain, we can like immediately give up just by hearing the example of others like Dhruva Maharaj or something, but certain are more deep rooted in us. So for certain, we will have to realize their actual nature. If we are unable to give up immediately, then we will have to realize actual nature. Then realizing that actual nature, we will give up, because that is not what we require, what is necessary for us, and it cannot fulfill us. How can Sankhya Yoga and Vedanta be reconciled? 27. And this is not correct one. Numbers not coming. There are 2 types of Sankhya. One is atheistic. They are only admitting material elements. But Vedanta reveals the consciousness also, spirit, and of course two. One is Jivatma, one is Supreme Lord. But all other elements are also described in Vedanta, all material elements. Who knows the transcendental truth? I think there are some mistakes here in the numbers given. Who can realize the transcendental truth? He who knows the Supreme Lord Paramatman as seated alike in all things that be, and as ever existing in all things that are liable to perish, is a seer, that is to say, a jnani who knows the transcendental truth. So one who can perceive that Paramatma is everywhere, even in those things which are perishable, Paramatma is there. It's controlling everything. One who can see this, he knows the transcendental truth. That realization is also self-effulgent. You cannot imagine that. You will try to think and imagine, oh yes, Paramatma is there. You can think, you can believe, but by devotional practice, you can see how Paramatma is everywhere. And one who can see, he can give due respect to all living entities. Due to the presence of Paramatma, he cannot disrespect anyone or exploit anyone or anything, or anything cannot exploit, because Paramatma is there. It is meant for him. And he does not hate anything. That is in Ishopanishad, it is stated. One who is in knowledge, he cannot hate anything, because everything is Supreme Lord and his energy. So he thinks in his relation and meant for him. So hatred, malice is totally given up by devotees. You will find Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarja. Kama, lust, anger, greed, that illusion, bewilderment, attachment, and malice means you are envious or you try to harm someone. So Narottam Thakur told that those six, except malice, can be used for the service of Krishna. Like Kama, passion. Kama, Krishna Karmarpana. You work for Krishna. Then that will be properly utilized. Kama, Krishna, Karma, Arpana. You offer all your work. You are all the time active. So you do work for Krishna. Then that Kama will be properly utilized. Krodha, you can use anger to those who are trying to harm or criticize devotees. You are angry on them. But here also Gurudev said, you have to be very careful so that it is not out of your frustration due to some unfulfilled your material desires you are angry. That anger is not the same as when Narad Goswami is angry on Nala, Kuber and Manigriv, or Sati, wife of Shiva, is angry on her husband, father, because he blasphemed Shiva. Even she was not trying to, Sati, she said, you have to cut the tongue of the blasphemer, or you have to leave out of protest. So because he was her father, she did not, although she had the power, but she did not kill her father or cut his tongue. But she left that place out of protest. So our Gurudev explained, when mother is angry on her child, it is out of love. Even she can beat or rebuke like this, but police will not catch her because they know she has love and it is. But if someone else will try to beat child, then he will be arrested. Like that, those who are real gurus, they have the right to chastise their disciples. It will be out of love. But if I try to criticize or chastise someone because I am angry on him because my some selfish desire is not fulfilled, then that will be offense. It is not same. So one who has love, he can use anger to benefit that person. Like if someone is criticizing, blaspheming pure devotees, if you are angry on him, that will help them. They will understand this is not good, what they are doing. And also it is out of love. When you love someone, someone tries to harm, then surely you will protest. Otherwise you have no love for that person. But have to be careful that it should not be out of your selfishness something. Then that kama, krodha, lobha, you should be very greedy. For what? For hearing Harikatha from pure devotees. You should be very greedy. You will hear that Maharaj is coming. He will speak Harikatha, I will go. You will be very greedy for Harikatha. Then greed will be properly utilized. Kama, krodha, lobha, moha. Bewilderment. You will be bewildered by singing so much glories of Krishna, or like intoxicated. And bewildered, still now bewilderment means this, still now I could not yet attain Krishna. In this way you will think. And mada means intoxication or pride. So you will sing the glories of Krishna so much as if intoxicated. But malice means to do some harm to someone that cannot be used. It can only be given up. You should not have such type of propensity in yourself, because it is totally opposed to prema. Prema means to do good to others. So when one loves Krishna, automatically he loves all living entities. Even those who are like Buddhists or Jnanis, they will not commit violence to other jivas. That is non-violence. That is one aspect. They will not harm, but that is not love. Love means you will not injure. That is only one aspect, but you will do good to others. You will want to satisfy Krishna, and you will be compassionate to all jivas. You will want to do good to them. You will inspire them to serve Krishna and help them, assist them in all possible ways what is necessary. That is actual love. So when one has love, there is no any propensity to harm anyone. Harming this malice or enviousness, to be envious, that should be totally given up by devotees. It cannot be used. Next, what happens when one sees the jiva soul in every entity? Then he is liberated soul. Yes, he is a liberated soul. That is Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma na shochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate param. When one comes on spiritual platform, then he has no any hankering for anything material. Na shochati, na kankshati. Kankshati means he will not desire. And na shochati, he will not lament by losing something material, because he is beyond. That is not his necessity. It is necessity of the body, but that will automatically be provided by Krishna for devotee. So he will not be disturbed or desire, and Samak Sarveshu Bhuteshu. He will see all living entities equally. He will not see he's a Chinese, he's American, and he's Russian. I am hating Chinese because I am American. Or you will be Indian, I will hate Pakistanis. Like such vision is not there. Impossible. And there can be no vision of friend and enemy. Prahlad Maharaj told. This is demoniac mentality, material mentality, to see enemies. Actually, one who sees, he will see all living entities, we are all brothers and sisters, related to one and the same Supreme Lord. So no one is enemy. And there is no hatred in such a person, and he will see all living entities equally in the sense they are all spirit souls, they are not these material bodies, this matter, these things, Chinese, woman, man, or rich, no. They are all of Krishna, they belong to him. So you will have affection for all in that relation. Is the soul or Paramatman affected by the three qualities of Maya or Prakriti? No, never. He is the controller of Maya, always. This is the difference between Supreme Lord and Jiva. Supreme Lord can never be affected by Maya, but the Jiva can be if she becomes averse to Krishna. When she is inclined to serve Krishna, then by his grace, she will not be affected by Maya, even staying in this world. As I told, like a spider on the net, he's on the net but not caught. Like that, pure devotees, even staying in this world, they are never under the influence of Maya. Srila Sridhar Maharaj one time told, Maya is not like location. He sat on the same bench in train station. Two persons are sitting on same bench, one near the other, and one may be in Maya, one may not be in Maya. So it is not a location, it is whether one is conditioned soul averse to Krishna or one is in soul inclined to serve Krishna. He will sit there, but he will not be in Maya. Like one time in Delhi, we went to train station with Gurudev to go to Chandigarh. So then we entered the train, and brahmacharis outside, they were doing kirtan, and we entered, Gurudev, his sevaks, and me and some. So then I was standing there on the train with Gurudev, and one lady came, like middle age. She came to Gurudev and says, Swamiji, I am so attracted by your shine, and also atmosphere is totally different. And this, they're all very happy. I'm so much impressed, so much attracted. You please tell me, how long do you sit for meditation? Then Gurudev smiled and looked at me, and she was speaking in English, although Indian, maybe from South India or something. I don't know why she spoke in English. Then Guru is smiling and looked at me. I said, I am not eligible for meditation. That was possible in Satya Yoga. They had stable mind. They could do meditation. I am not qualified for meditation. Now in this Kali Yuga, the prescribed process by the Shastra and all realized saints is to chant holy name of Supreme Lord. So I am doing chanting. It is said in Shastra, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Bhutiranata. So I am doing this. So she was fully impressed. It means one may be in this world, but if he is fully surrendered to Krishna, he will not be in Maya. And other will notice this. This something is different. It is beyond qualities. It's different. Out of this world. Is the soul? No. What happens when one is endowed with the principle of the distinction between matter and spirit? What happens? Yes, those that visualize with the eyes of spiritual knowledge the difference between kshetra and kshetragya and the deliverance of the jiva from prakriti, or non-attachment of Paramatma Ishvara to Prakriti, that Paramatma is already always liberated, will surely attain the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna in his blissful abode, who is the absolute principle superior to Kshetra and Kshetragya. So if one has that knowledge, then he will enter into Krishna's abode. In Padma Puran, written by Vyasadeva, the glory of holy name is given. Namaschintamane Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukta Abhinnatvat Nama Namina. Holy name is Chintamani. Whatever you will think, he will fulfill. Nama Chintamani is Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. It is the embodiment of rasa, and he is conscious. I heard from one devotee that Krishna's name is Krishna himself. It is true. He is omnipotent. So, Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, embodiment, a form. He has a form. Purna Shuddha, totally pure. Nitya Mukta, always liberated. Because Harinam and Hari, they are non-different. Hari is never under the clutches of Maya. So his name, which is non-different from him, also not. So if we take shelter of Harinam, then we can also be liberated. He's Nitya Mukta. We may be Nitya Bada when we become averse to Krishna. Then our bondage will also be Nitya, because it has no time limitation when it started, and it is perpetual, so Nitya Bada. But he's Nitya Mukta. So if we take shelter of him, of holy name, or those who are Nitya Muktas, his personal associates, then we can be delivered. And we can also become Nitya Mukta, means eternally liberated. Then, next chapter, 14, Guna-Traya-Vibhaga-Yoga, or the principle of the distinctive characteristics of the three qualities of Maya. Summary of this chapter. The devotees of the Lord attain the highest stage in the realm of devotion when they take recourse to the prime essence of all knowledge. The mundane Prakriti, known as the Great Brahman, is the womb in which the Supreme Lord impregnates the seed of all, and hence is the birth of all things that live and move. The Lord then proceeds to deal with the nature of the three qualities of Maya and their actions on the fallen jiva and the result thereof. These qualities prove as bondage to the jiva, who becomes free when they are overcome by means of acquiring that supreme knowledge. Supreme knowledge means devotion to Krishna. The distinguishing characteristics of one who is free from these three qualities of Maya are that he is above mundane love and hatred. Mundane rag and dvesh. In this world, love means I like you. So that is called as love. I like you. But actual love means you will want to serve that object of love, to satisfy him, not to exploit him for your own purpose, but to serve. That is why pure love is possible only by pure devotees who are really doing everything to satisfy Krishna, not for any selfish purpose. And such pure devotees, they also have pure love for all living entities in relation to Krishna. They will not exploit them, but will help them, serve them appropriately and Krishna. So this is mundane love. I like you. And after some time, Dvesha will come. I hate you. It is happening. So one who is above this mundane love and hatred, pleasure and pain, material pleasure and pain, they are already in soul consciousness, so they are not affected by this bodily pleasure, some happiness and pain. Praise and blame, they are not affected. Someone will criticize or glorify, it is nothing to them. And also they know, today he is praising, tomorrow he will criticize. So there's no value. According to his own sense gratification, he will praise or criticize, but they are not affected. And looks upon cloth, stone and gold alike. Everything is same for him, all material energy. Like Ambarish Maharaj, he was the owner of whole world but no attachment. He saw all this property is like a lump of earth for him. It is same. Gold is same, or earth. Those who have such a realization, they see Maya is like a not substantial. That transcendental realm is substance. But this Maya is not substantial, it is like a shadow of a tree. You cannot get any fruit from the shadow of a tree, or any wood or something. You cannot get. But there you can get. So they see Maya, it is existing, it is not false existing, but it is not substantial. So they can see all same. He who takes unreserved shelter in the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, this is very important word, unreserved. He's not hesitating. I'm thinking, yes, I will worship Krishna, but something is holding me back. I want this, so many things. But when one will unreservedly, without any reservation, fully, without any condition, without any fear, I'm afraid this service will come, that service will come. I have no inclination to serve, so fear is there. But they who will unreservedly, they will take shelter in the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna and worships him with undeviated devotion. Undeviated. He is one-pointed. He is not serving and then some other desire is coming, he will be deviated, he will go there. And this, no. Undeviated. Devotion attains to Brahmanhood, means he will reach transcendence, Brahmanhood. That is spiritual realm. The Supreme Lord concludes that he is the mainstay of Brahman, that is the Jyoti, he is the source, the sole receptacle of everlasting immortality, of eternal religion of divine love, and of the eternal bliss in the blissful realm. This will be the last verse, it is famous one. Brahmanohi pratishtaham. I am the cause of this Brahman, and I am the sole receptacle of that divine love that will come. Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave very nice explanation to this verse. So here, first verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvach Param Bhuyah Pravakshyami Jnanam Jnanam Uttamam Yad Gyatva Munayah Sarve Param Siddhim Ito Gataha. The Supreme Lord said, I have already told you, O Arjuna, all about the Supreme Principle. Now I shall again speak to you about the prime essence of all knowledge, which having got, sages like Sanak had attained liberation from Maya, the highest stage in the realm of devotion. Explanation. The Lord speaks of the Vijnana aspect of his teachings, how these three qualities of Maya work upon the Jiva who has now wrongly identified himself with them and became a bound Jiva, and how they contribute toward his ruin, progress, or redemption as a man of this world. So Krishna will speak about this. Idam Gyanam Upashritya Mama Sadarmyam Agataha Sargepi no Pajayante Pralayana Vyathanti cha. Taking recourse to that supreme knowledge, the devotees attain the nirguna stage, like that of me. They are no longer born on earth, nor are they perturbed by the final cataclysm, means destruction, because they are realized souls. That cannot affect them. Like when you are, Srila Sai Maharaj gave that example, if you are flying with a flight and on the earth there is some earthquake going on, you will not be affected. Like that, those who are in spiritual consciousness, they know there was never a time when I did not exist, that real I, not this false I, misidentification with, no, that real Atma. Never was a time when I did not exist, and now I'm existing, and my existence is not dependent on material conditions or food or anything, and in future all the time, because that is beyond time. This material time can influence only material realm, but Atma is beyond that. Like Prahlad also, Hiranyakashipu tried to kill him in so many ways, but Prahlad Maharaj knows Supreme Lord is there, so he was not disturbed. And those at whose back Supreme Lord is there, they also know, I am soul. Someone may kill my body, but he cannot kill me, so he's not disturbed or afraid. But you need that realization for this. Theoretical knowledge is not enough. You will still, you may say, in sitting in your room, I have no fear. But when something will happen, then that will come naturally. But those who are realized, really they have no fear. Once I asked Gurudev in train in Chandigarh, going toward Chandigarh, Gurudev, this is true that sadhan siddhas, they have no fear. And first Gurudev, he heard this word sadhan siddha. Those who doing sadhana, and they will get perfection by sadhana. Then he said, Guru said, sadhan siddhas, they will go to transcendental realm. There are Nitya Siddhas, those who are already eternally personal associates of Krishna. And we Jivas, if we are bound, then by sadhana we can get perfection and they will go. And again, I ask, they really, those who are sadhana siddhas means they are in this world, but they are liberated. Really, they have no any fear. Then Guru smiled and did not say by any word, only by his like gesture, he was saying like this. Only by his mood, he showed as if he's searching for any fear. Is there any fear? No, there is no any fear. That is when one is in realization. So although he did not say by word, but by his own example, he showed that, and I got my answer. Yes, really, they have no fear. So I have to attain that. Then there is no fear, because in Bhagavatam also it is stated, when fear comes, when one is averse to Krishna and misidentifying with matter, then only fear is there. I will die, how I will survive, what will happen, all this. But when one is surrendered to Krishna and not misidentifying with matter, then there is actually no any fear. Nirbhaya. And the lotus feet of Supreme Lord are Abhay Charan. We are singing that song. Baja Hure Mana Shri Nandanandan Abhaya Charan Aravindra. Abhaya Charan. When you take shelter of those lotus feet, then they bestow fearlessness. Abhaya. So here explanation is given. Knowledge is generally saguna, that is of this world, three gunas, but the essence of knowledge is nirguna, which, having been acquired, makes the life of a jiva attuned to me. The ignorant think that the jiva loses his entity when he renounces his mundane nature, form and status. Their jnanis, they think then jiva will lose individuality once you give up this material identification, but that is not correct. They do not know that the characteristics that distinguish the jiva from the phenomenal world exist in its pure state in the spiritual realm, which transcends the region of time and space. There, the distinctive features of all free souls are spiritual in nature, form and state, and this is known as Nirguna Sadharmya, which enables the jiva to transcend Saguna world and attain Nirguna Brahman state and transcendental qualities, I will explain, with the result that he is not reborn when creation begins, nor does he suffer self-annihilation at the time of cataclysm, destruction. So, Jnanis, Mayavadis, they think everything which has some distinctive character, all Maya. When you become liberated, there is no distinction, no nothing, all one that light. There is no any difference. All these different, all Maya, non-existent. But the thing is, the jiva, it is, I said that verse before, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. He is one eternal among many eternal. So there is eternal plurality, and they are distinct from each other. Krishna from the jivas, and each jiva is unique jiva, different from all other. All are persons, and they have their eternal characteristics in the transcendental realm. Some are cowherd boys, some are gopis, some are parents, like this, the characteristics there. Age, transcendental service, transcendental dress. That dress is not different from you. It is not like in this world. Dress is different from you. But there, dress is not different from you because it is made of spirit, which is for the enjoyment of Krishna. That is totally different thing than what we are experiencing here. That is why one of the Ekadash Bhav, one of the 11 parts of identity is also your dress. It is your identity. And what is your seva? And for gopis, which village and all this, all transcendental characteristics are there. So when one realizes that, he can be free, he can transcend from this triguna and attain nirguna, that is transcendental plane, with the result that he is not reborn when creation begins. He will not be reborn, nor does he suffer self-annihilation at the time of cataclysm, that destruction. So I think tomorrow I should explain this more, because today there was no time. It is very important to know that Jiva has eternal characteristics. They are also mentioned in Shastra. By Jiva Goswami and in Vedanta Sutra, and the qualities of Jiva, not only consciousness and this, but there is a form and all this. And in highest realization, it is how you are related to Krishna, that your Swarup, eternal form, and it has many bhavas, many aspects. So maybe tomorrow we can hear.